Greetings and welcome to Accounting 700. My name is Andrew Mole, and today we are going to be going over the final paper that I wrote, specifically doing the video presentation for it, and we are going to be focusing on the ethics behind taxation. So, with that being said, let's get into a general overview, which is going to be the fact that the ethics of taxation, that we're going to be looking at the ethics of taxation and seek to determine the morality of taxes. Are taxes good? Are they bad? Are they moral? Or are they immoral? The tax system is examined, as well as the arguments surrounding the support and disagreement with taxation. Lastly, the psychological mindset behind tax evasion is examined to see if there are any logical or moral sense behind those stances. So, with that being said, let's dive into it. So, what are taxes and why should I care? Taxes have been around historically for as long as anyone can remember. You can look at manuscripts and whatnot going back thousands of years, and you can see that taxes were around. Taxes are defined as the money that people are required to pay the government. This is not option. This is not an optional gift to the government. This is by law. You have to pay this amount of money to the government. Taxes are one primary source of income for the government, and the main reason that people should care about taxes is the fact that if the taxes are immoral, or if the amount that they're paying is immoral, then, or if we can find reasons that people should not be paying as much as they are, then taxes, by process of logical reasoning, should be lower. If taxes are lower, then especially as the economy is struggling, as people are going into hard times, even if the general economy is doing great, a lot of people's personal economy is not doing well. Lower taxes means more money in their pocket, more money for the bills they can't pay, more money for the things that they want, more money for the things that they need. It's more money when you don't have to put out any extra effort is always a great thing, as long as it's legal and moral. Okay. So, scope of the research. The application of this research is limited to the ethics behind taxation. What we are not studying, what we are not diving into, is the IRS legal? Should the states have more control over the taxes? Should the states be demanding tribute from one another as goods go across their lines? Should the interstates be free? There's tons of other questions that we could ask about tax, but none of those are applicable to today. We are not diving into how much money people should morally be paying to taxes. Again, all those are fantastic studies, but they are well beyond the depth and scope of this paper. What we are specifically addressing is the thesis that taxes can be both moral and immoral. Now, further defining of the scope, we are looking broadly at the ethics behind taxation. We are not diving into specific governments, other than showcasing a few tax examples. But we are not saying, okay, this government's taxes are good, this one's bad. We're just saying generally, are taxes good or bad? Should we have the tax system that we have now? Should we consider something different? But again, we're just speaking very generally about the ethics of taxation, and we are not diving into specifics of tax systems, just the ethical mindset behind those systems, not specifics on how they work or anything like that. So, how was the research conducted? Research was conducted using the Franklin University Library and accessing various journals, databases, and peer-reviewed articles. All the data and research is less than 10 years old, save one timeless article. Key terms that you should know. Tax obligation is the amount of money that the government has determined that a person owes in taxes. Tax gap is the amount of money that the government failed to collect compared to what it had calculated that it should collect from, say, from either the tax population under its control, or you can even use the tax gap to apply to an individual. So if, say, Johnny was supposed to pay $10,000 in taxes, he found some tax loopholes, and now he's paying $5,000. He has a tax gap of $5,000. If Sally was supposed to pay $1 in taxes and she paid 25 cents, there's 75 cents of a tax gap that the government did not collect. So, tax avoidance is a legal manner to lower the tax one pays or to legally avoid paying specific taxes. Tax avoidance, that you can also say tax loopholes. Loopholes are legal manners. They're areas of the law where somebody says, hey, I can use that to go to pay less taxes. So people can use loopholes to pay less taxes, and they are legal. Later in the paper we'll discuss the arguments that are for loopholes and others saying that they're unethical. Okay, so tax avoidance, legal manner to lower taxes. The tax loopholes are the leeways in the law, tax laws that allow someone to pay taxes. So tax avoidance, you're using a legal way to lower the taxes, like tax loopholes. Tax evasion, refusing to pay taxes owed to the government or using illegal methods to avoid taxes. Taxpayer is a person paying the taxes. Other than that, it's all the other words, you just have to look in a dictionary. Okay. All right. So there are several. So going into our findings in the research, or you could say the main body of the research. So number one, there are